you, Director Deutsch, as a former Los Angeles police narcotics detective, that the agency has dealt drugs throughout this country for a long time. Director Deutsch, I will refer you to 3 specific agency operations known as Amadeus, Pegasus, and Watchtower. I have Watchtower documents heavily redacted by the agency. I was personally exposed to CIA operations and recruited by CIA personnel who attempted to recruit me in the late 70s to become involved in protecting agency drug operations in this country. I have been trying to get this out for 18 years, and I have the evidence. My question for you is very specific, sir. If in the course of the IG's investigations and Fred Hitz's work, you come across evidence of severely criminal activity, and it's classified, will you use that classification to hide the criminal activity, or will you tell the American people the truth?
So I just saw the news. I don't know if this is like breaking news, but I don't know if anyone knows about the book that came out that this journalist by the name of Seth Harp wrote, and he was actually on the Tucker Carlson show, and he did a whole interview, so you guys should check that out. It's really interesting, about the Fort Bragg cartel, which is Fort Bragg is the biggest army base in the United States, and also the special forces, I guess, Delta Special Forces. And apparently he discovered that they have a whole cartel going on there by the same military people. So while the U.S. government and Trump administration accuse Venezuela of being a narco state, and that Nicolas Maduro is a kingpin or a leader of this drug cartel, we have the cartels right here in our backyard. and by military, in a military base. This is what I say to Americans, like, you guys think the U.S. is so innocent, and that they are the good guys that combat all the bad things in the world, like terrorism and drugs, and literally they're the ones that are involved in the whole situation, but people just want to blame Mexico, they want to blame all these other countries, when in reality is that the U.S. depends on that drug money. And it's so hilarious how this book came out recently, by the way. It's what a coincidence it is that this book comes out recently, and the interview with Tucker Carlson and this man that did the uncovering of these cases, and how he even says that the Pentagon covered it up, that there are big official intelligence people that are part of it. What a coincidence that just when this book comes out and this man comes out and reveals this, Donald Trump accuses Venezuela of being a narco state. And he's quick to jump to send 4,000 Marines to Venezuela. Call that. He is definitely trying to distract people from the Epstein files and from that shit, because they know Americans will be like, oh, Venezuela and everything is outside the United States. Nothing bad ever happens here. It's just like how people accuse Taylor Swift of the fact that she's always being like, oh, I'm the victim. Like, I got no problem with Taylor Swift, I don't care, but just an example. People are always saying like, oh, she's always a victim. It can't be that she's always a victim. Think about it like that. The United States is not always the victim. How come they're always the victim and they're never the bad guys? Like, people gotta wake up, and there's still people over here drinking that whole Kool-Aid up of the whole narco state in Venezuela. And even if that was the case, how about you worry about your cartels at home and not about the cartels outside of the country?